MXTV is proudly brought to you by Swan Insurance, protecting motorcyclists since 1956. And Motul, quality oils for more than 150 years.
Welcome to MXTV. I'm Lee Hogan, joined once again by the actual Brendan Bell. Welcome, mate. How was your week?
It was fantastic, mate. Young Kev and I got out on the KXs. Now, that's always a good thing if you can get out on the motorbikes during the week.
When you're twisting that throttle a little bit, mate, what more things could we be doing better than that?
I tell you what, did you get a chance to do that during the week?
A little bit, but more teaching people how to twist the throttle. We had a BCP riding school on over in South Australia, but it's great to be home. But you know what? We've got such a hectic week this week because on tonight's show, we check out the Australian Sidecar Championships, we catch up on the MX Nationals, KTM show us the great support they have at the Australian Junior Motocross Championships, Belly and his mate David ride the Stockmans Rally, and talking rally, we see what it takes to ride the Condo 750, and I review the KTM 450 SXF. Yes, plenty to get through in this show, mate. But first up, Belly and his mate Dave here got to check out the Stockmans Rally. Let's see what they got up to.
G'day everyone, well today we're at the Stockmans Rally. Now I was here last year and I really enjoyed the event, so I thought I'd bring a mate along. Dave's come along with me. Dave, going to be a big day, mate.
Yeah, big day. Looking forward to it. You've been talking it up for a while now. But look, it's going to be a great day and there's a lot of riders here and it looks like it's a well put on event.
Yeah, that's one thing. They really do put a great event on. There's some really good trails. We've got two trails, one 70 loop and one a little bit harder 60 loop. If you make it back in time, you can do that. I don't think you'll make it back with your KTM 200. I've got the DRZ 400. I think we'll have a ball today, mate. It's going to be a hot day, dusty day. So we want to get out in front of the pack. You'll be lacking behind on your 200. I'll be up the front with the DRZ.
I think you'll be dusty, mate. I'll be clean.
We'll see how we go at the end of the day. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get going, mate. They're about to head off.
Can't wait. Let's do it.
Stockmans Rally has been going for nearly 8 years. Prior to that, it was an enduro / rally. We did both together, and that event has been running since the early 60s. So we've got a great deal of history with this event. This year we've got 450 entrants approximately, and that's been pretty much that for the last 3 to 4 years. We're hoping to grow those numbers over the next few years. For 2014, we've got 2 loops. Loop number 1 is 85 kilometres long. Loop number 2 is 60 kilometres long. We've got traffic marshals and guys on motorcycles helping the contestants ride through the event. The event's, I guess, targeted towards just the general trail bike rider. The guys love to get out and have a good time. I guess what this is about is giving guys the opportunity to ride out in our great state forest here in the high country at a narrowed course where it's safe, where they can't get lost, and just for general trail bike riders.
Everyone's out here to have fun and that's what the day's all about.
Nice easy ride or what?
It is. It's pretty casual. It's hard as what you make it. You go as hard as you want, or you can just cruise along with your friends and make a day of it.
Yamaha Australia have been a great supporter of our rally. Yamaha support us by providing 4 test bikes for the entrants to test ride. We've got a special loop up behind us here in the forest that the deputy allow us to run the bikes up there. So once contestants have finished the rally, they can come back here at the sign-in tent and go out for a squirt on the new WR 450. We've also got a YZ 450 here as well for the people to test ride. Our main reason for this event really is to help a great cause, Ronald McDonald House in Monash. Yamaha have also kicked in a financial contribution which goes directly to Ronald McDonald House in Monash, which is really great.
We actually have a room now at Ronald McDonald House with MCRCV written on it, and the money going towards that and the emails we get back, even on Facebook and so forth, is fantastic, and it's very comforting knowing that it's going to a good cause and there's plenty of families out there that we are definitely helping in need.
F1 Moto is Australia's leading online retailer for performance and rebuild products. We have most aftermarket brands available for parts and accessories. Some of the performance products available for junior and senior dirt bikes are from VHM, HGS Exhausts, Nihilo Performance Products, Talon Wheels, RHK Parts and Accessories, available from f1moto.com.au or our new showroom at Appin, New South Wales. MXTV is proudly supported by KTM, Alpine Stars, Kawasaki and RK Chains. Thanks to Milwaukee Power Tools, each week we're giving away a Milwaukee toolkit valued at $480. This week's prize pack consists of the ever-handy M12 stick light, M12 job site radio, which is perfect for any workshop or at the track, as well as the M12 fuel hammer drill driver kit with 2 M12 batteries. Like all M12 products, these batteries are compatible across the range of over 40 tools and heated gear.
Welcome back to MXTV. Well, sidecars were really big back in the day, but recently they've kind of gone to the wayside just a little bit. Now this year, for the first time in over a decade, Motorcycling Australia have brought back the Australian Sidecar Championships. Let's see how they went down.
This weekend's about showcasing the sidecars around the country. There's plenty of them and they don't get the opportunity to have an Australian title very often, so this weekend is going to be huge for them. The ability to come to Horsham is central to everyone, and we've really taken their advice to say they want to run an Aussie title, so we've just gone out and just made it happen for them.
So this weekend there's 5 races, 15 minutes plus a lap over the weekend, which is good. The longer races the better for me. I prefer the longer distance races, and the more physically demanding the better. It makes it a bit more exciting.
You'll generally find the guys who've had a really good solo career will move on to be a rider, and they'll find themselves a young swinger. The opposite effect of that is you also get older guys who are looking to bring and race with their siblings or their kids. We've got a couple of twins, we've got 2 sisters, we've got a couple of brothers. It's a good family-orientated sport, so they usually get into it because someone else has already got one and they're already excited about it.
Most of my family raced sidecars, so when I was young I was always into it, and as soon as I turned 16 I started racing with my uncle.
It started over 30 years ago. Started when I was 17, passengering for my brother, and yeah, I've been riding ever since. I just love the challenge of it and also the adrenaline rush. First corners and the dicing, it's really good fun.
My brother was racing sidecars and I went and watched, and I said, look Dad, I've got to do this. So Dad went out and bought me a bike and the rest is history, I guess. It's really hard, like really physically demanding, and just not always knowing what's going to happen next because you're not in complete control. You learn a lot while you're out on the track riding with other people, and you see what they do and you just try there.
The whole chassis is a purpose-built chassis for sidecars. If you compare it to a solo, it's probably about 150 mil longer. It's a complete high-class chrome molly to get the strength and the lightweight. With a full set of good shocks is really important. So we run the Riga race suspension and fully adjustable, and then a steering damper as well. So there's quite a bit involved in the setup. There's probably half a dozen manufacturers in Europe that make the chassis, so it's quite a competitive thing.
So for training, myself and John, we go riding most weekends if we can on the bike, but midweek, before work and after work, we'll go out cycling, swimming, etc. There's a lot of different things. It's the challenge of it. I like the challenge. I've ridden solo motocross, solo road race, speedway sidecars, but I just love the challenge of it. It's really physically demanding. You've got to work as a team, and if everything's not 100% right, then it's not on the game.
We've got a really strong core group of family-orientated people, brothers, daughters, they can all race together. It's really good racing. Well, they ride anywhere. They're a motocross-based sport. They also do road trials. They also do enduro. So they can go into any level of the discipline, but we want to really get them back onto the track and get them in front of the public again, and give people a chance to actually get into sidecars and build those numbers back up again.
Well, I still think you've got to be crazy to be a passenger or a rider in a sidecar, but I must admit they do a great job getting around a motocross track. Now, somebody else that does a great job is KTM. Just recently at the Australian Junior Motocross Championships, KTM had a service department that looked after all the KTM junior riders. So we thought we'd see what was on offer at the Australian Junior Motocross Championships.
KTM do a rider support program at the Australian Junior National titles, and we're the closest dealer to the Appin track, so we're approached to run the spare parts and also help out with the technical and maintenance side of the bikes. So what it means is that anyone that's at this event with a KTM, if they have a problem, they can come to us and we'll do our best to get the bike back on the track as quick as possible.
I think it's unreal. If a rider has a KTM, they can come here and get it fixed free of charge. Wouldn't find many places that give that sort of support.
We've got a good range of spare parts, we've got accessories, and you know, even if there's stuff that needs to be repaired overnight, I take stuff back to the workshop and we fix it and bring it back for the next day.
Oh, it's absolutely awesome to be able to bring the bike down here. If you have got dramas, and they straight away put it on the stand, fix it if they've got the parts. If not, they get the parts in, and they all do it for nothing. And if it's something you can't fix yourself, you know, these guys know how to do it.
We've done everything from suspension repairs to engine rebuilds, top end rebuilds, replace pistons, brake repairs.
It's pretty amazing really what the kids have access to these days. Like it's obviously changed a lot since when I was junior. There's a huge opportunity there for the young fellas on KTMs, basically getting a factory ride here, and the support's amazing from them.
We get people from Darwin, West Australia, all around Australia. You know, they come here, they have a problem, and rather than their day being finished or their week being finished, we can do repairs and we get them back on the track and, you know, they're out racing again. I think quite a few times we've gone above and beyond of what we should have done, but to get the kids back on the track and, you know, see them smiling and happy again is the best part.
Now, well done to everyone involved with the Australian Junior Motocross Championships. Now let's just take a quick look back at the Condo 750 that was held in April earlier this year.
The Condo 750 is a two-day navigational rally. It's 750 k's of special tests, up to 1,000 kilometres in total distance when you factor in the transports to get in and out of town. Riders have to navigate. So basically they've got a map reader and a trip meter, and it tells them where to go. So once they get out into the farmers' properties and they start racing time to the second, they've got to make every call. There's no arrows. When they come to a T intersection, they've got to work out whether it's left or right based on the instructions on their maps. Originally set up by Bob Carpenter to help people who were looking at entering the Australian Safari.
Yeah, the Condo 750, it's anybody that can ride a dirt bike, it's perfect for. You get a big mix of terrain, you've got your nice fast straights and some tight technical stuff, so you don't really need that much skill to come and race. You just need the will and good adventure, and it's a great way to get into the desert racing. Yeah.
You know, for the average trail rider that rides, you know, through the bush, I mean, the tracks are a lot more open out here and the riding's, you know, not as difficult as what you'd think. You know, the navigation can scare people off, but it's really not that hard. You know, you've got 20 or 30 guys ahead of you generally if you're just the average guy, and there's some tracks laid down for you to follow as well, just to, you know, give you reassurance that you're on the right track.
Navigation's probably one of the most fun part of this race. Like, it's not very hard at all. You just got to sync your trip meter and your map together, and just take your time. It takes a while to learn the process, and just picking the right spot to read your map. Like, after every call, I always read the next call when I've got a smooth bit of track. So I've always got it in my head so I can race to that call. That's probably the biggest thing, so you're not riding with your head down all the time.
For the average guy, you know, they look at it and go, gee, 750 kilometres, we go riding with our mates and do 100 through the bush, you know. I mean, some of the average speeds we're doing are up around 100 kilometres an hour, so, you know, obviously it'll be tough for the guys down the back, and it's a challenge, but, you know, that's what it's for, you know.
A lot of people aspire to the safari, but when people ring me up and say, hey, I want to go do safari, I say, no, you go do Condo first, and then once you've done that, then we'll talk. Because it just gives them a taste for how to navigate, how the event runs. And Justin, who's here from the Australian Safari, you know, so you can meet the organiser of the Australian Safari, and once you get to that event, it's hard enough, you know, to do the safari on its own, but going in there with a bit of knowledge and, you know, getting to know people in the bivouac every night, you know, it helps you get through the event.
When I'm racing with Jacob, we always I know that I can go as fast as Jacob, so you do put a little bit extra in, but like, I'm always racing 100%. Jake's just like one of the other people, so we're brothers and best mates with our helmets off, but when we got the helmets on, we're definitely fierce competitors and race as hard as we can. That's the fun thing. Like, we love to race, and like, if he beats me, I need to do more work. If I beat him, he needs to do more work. So it's a good, fun thing about having a brother in the race.
No, mate, no, we're just the best of mates, mate. It's just the way it is. Just easy-going blokes, I suppose, and you know, it's the best man wins. That's the way it is. You know, you got to go. You know, I rode as hard as I could today, and he rode as hard as he could, and he beat me.
Yeah, for sure, come and do it. I mean, it's very affordable. It is like a giant trail ride. It's not as intense as the 4-day or other events. Great track, great atmosphere. There's lots of people here that would be here 10 and 15 times competing, of all ages, and in the cars as well. So yeah, it's a testimony to the event that you get such repeat business.
See all of Australia's best off-road riders when the Insure My Ride Australian Endurocross Nationals returns again for more action-packed Endurocross in 2015. 3 Saturday night events all under lights. Saturday 7th of February at Archerfield Speedway, Brisbane, Queensland. Saturday 28th of February at Sydney Dragway, Eastern Creek, New South Wales. Saturday 14th of March at Calder Park Raceway, Diggers Rest, Victoria. Check out www.enduro-x.com.au for all the details. Hands-On Kawasaki Motorcycles has over 25 years of professional experience in the industry. We offer quality Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, mules and jet skis. From finance to insurance, Hands-On features state-of-the-art workshop facilities with highly trained and experienced factory-trained technicians. We have a vast range of accessories, and if it's Kawasaki, then we have it. Contact us now, and don't forget to mention MXTV for a great deal. Hands-On Kawasaki. Everything Kawasaki. MXTV is proudly supported by Suzuki, Bell Helmets, Yamaha and Kinchrome. Milwaukee's M12 Fuel 3/8" impact wrench is ideal for working on your bike, featuring Power State brushless motor, Red Link Plus intelligence and red lithium battery technology for superior performance. 158 Newton meters of peak torque is ideal for those tricky situations should you get a flat tyre on your car on the way home from a race meet. Like all M12 tools, the impact wrench accepts all M12 batteries. Here's a tip. Use the Milwaukee 3/8" impact wrench for quickly taking off the wheel nut from your bike and flywheel nut.
Welcome back to MXTV, thanks to Modal. In this week's bike review, Lee takes a look at the 2015 KTM 450 SXF.
We're here at the Nunawading District Junior Motocross Club testing KTM's brand new SXF 450, the 2015 model. Now we've had sweeping changes throughout the whole KTM range for the new year, all based on trying to get the weight down just a little bit. Now if you have a look at the bike cosmetically, there's a couple of cool changes as well. You can't go past the black rims and the very bright orange frame, making it look a lot like the factory bikes. Up the front, the 4CS forks work exceptionally well. Something that needs to be made mention of the KTM 450, of course, is the electric start. Now, yes, it is a very, very cool feature and no more kicking to get this thing going. Now, a couple of other changes for 2015 on the 450 to make mention. We've got a smaller axle up the front, all aimed at having a little bit less rigidity up there. Now, at the rear of the bike, we've also got a change in the shock linkage. Now, this is aimed at trying to lower it a little bit more and try to make it track that little bit nicer going into corners. We've also got some adjustable handlebar mounts that really allow the rider to customise the feel of how they like their bike. And brand new for 2015, just some cool looking graphics just to try to trick it up a little bit. Other than that, the bike is relatively unchanged, but no need to change something that's working exceptionally well. I'm really looking forward to getting out there and giving the new 450 a bit of a ride. Well, the new 2015 KTM 450 out on the track is a real weapon in the true meaning of the word. An abundance of horsepower. You really couldn't wish for much more power out here. And if you went and purchased this bike, really not advisable to go try to get a few more numbers on that horsepower reading. You really are going to have a massive amount of torque, a lot of mid-range and a lot of top end. Suspension-wise, a lot like its younger brothers, the 350 and the 250. Very agile. This thing will turn on a dime. It'll hold any line that you want to try to find on the track, but it really enjoys lugging a taller gear through a really deep rut. That's what really brings this bike to life. This particular bike in the air is very much at home. It would really enjoy a supercross track, no doubt. You know, this bike just eats it up, no problem whatsoever. If I had to name the top 2 things that I like about this bike, I would say first of all the engine, a very, very impressive unit straight out of the crate here. Second of all, I would say the agility of the handling characteristics. This thing turns like a 250. Now, if I had to change anything on the new 2015 KTM 450, I'd change a few little things, but it's important to remember that you're changing an already exceptionally impressive bike. I'd create a little bit more torque with the engine. It does make them just that little bit more rideable. A couple of little tinkers here and there with the suspension, just to get it set up to my liking. It's putting on a set of Raptor foot pegs and maybe changing the exhaust just to try to beef up that note just a little bit. The standard handlebars are very, very good. The grips are okay. I always find if you go to a slightly softer grip, that'll definitely help with my old man hands a little bit and stop some of those blisters. Well, that's a wrap here at Nunawading, testing the brand new KTM 450 SXF for 2015. Wow, what a bike. I had an absolute ball out here today. This thing does everything very, very well, and I really enjoyed my time. No doubt these things will do very well in everything that they're put into next year, whether it's the shootouts, whether it's racing locally, club events, nationals, etc. We're definitely going to see the KTMs up near the pointy end of the field.
For all your motorcycle insurance needs, visit swanmotorcycle.com.au.
Well, mate, that's a big bike for a little track.
Oh, it sure is, but you know what? The 450s nowadays, they produce that much torque. You just click up a taller gear, roll it on. They don't really weigh that much as well. It's no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a very good point, buddy.
All right, guys, that's all we've got time for in this week's show. Thanks so much for joining us. Whatever you do, don't forget to enter for the Milwaukee prize pack. All you have to do is go on to MXTV's Facebook page, like and share. You'll give yourself a very good chance.
Very easy, Hags. And this week, why don't you give Milwaukee's Instagram a bit of a follow? Let's just chuck in them this week.
Great idea, that's for sure. Thanks once again for joining us. Until next week, re-grip that throttle and hold it on.
Ready? Spaghetti. Ah, for someone that I don't want to see doing this, I'm trying to hide from everyone. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, just do one of those. Sorry, Hogan. Till next week. Oh!
MXTV is proudly brought to you by Swan Insurance, protecting motorcyclists since 1956. And Motul, quality oils for more than 150 years.